All right. I call this one Baphomet Symbolism, Hillbilly Bible Thumping Geniuses, and a Happy Trans Easter with Tucker Carlson and Sean Ryan. This is Otis 5D React. You know, a lot of times I speed these up, 1.5 speed, but this one I don't want to. I just want to.
There's nowhere you can look and go, that makes sense anymore.
Exactly, bro.
Nothing makes any sense at all. The confusion of genders, it's everywhere. I mean, I was in DC.
Baphomet.
What was it, last June when we had the big pride party on the White House lawn and men were flashing their titties? I look at that as symbolism now. That is some type of evil force that's in there. This Easter was declared
Transvisibility Day?
Exactly. On Easter. With Easter bunnies and Easter eggs and the White House letterhead declaring that day Transvisibility Day. That's a symbol. The Pope.
That's a pretty clear symbol.
Bro, just to be clear, because I think a lot of people are like, Easter, oh yeah, like bunnies and eggs. The meaning of Easter, the resurrection of Jesus, right? Transvisibility Day, Baphomet, you know, the blending, it's almost like Jung talked about androgyny as like the integration, like the internal integration of the masculine and the feminine. And, you know, the Baphomet is like the inversion of that, where it gets all fucking weird and creepy. And it's like they put that onto... They're basically talking about Satanism, you know, without saying the word satanic or Satan or Satanism.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm
it
not a
doesn't...
theologian or anything, but when you replace Easter with Day, I think maybe you're making a statement about transcendent matters. It's not just about politics.
Mm-hmm. But the shit's everywhere. It's everywhere you look.
Everywhere.
Yeah. And
only the Bible readers are prepared to understand it. That's what because everything is the opposite of what you were told. So you were told that all the Bible readers were the...
You know, a huge part of why I want to do this and why I've always wanted to do this and just who I am as a human being is the givingeth of flowers. And, you know, Owen Benjamin popularized this concept of inversion, the inversion, the upside down realm so many years ago. And anyone who was, you know, following him closely is just so far ahead on this stuff, saw all of this coming many, many years ago. And the whole idea, right, in many ways, the Satanism is represented by an upside down cross, right? It's like the inversion of things. So, you know, I just wanted to say
transcendent matters. It's not just about politics.
Mm-hmm. But the shit's everywhere. It's everywhere you look.
Yeah.
And
only the Bible readers are prepared to understand it. That's what because everything is the opposite of what you were told. So you were told that all the Bible readers were the most superstitious and inflexible and stupid and lacking wisdom. And
I have difficulty still getting over that idea, for what it's worth.
Sense, and they couldn't see reality. And
it was extremely embedded in my generation that Bible thumpers were a bunch of hillbilly morons, not hillbilly geniuses.
Like, that's what I grew up. I mean, even though we like went to church occasionally or whatever, of course we hated religious people, because all affluent Americans hate religious people in the world that I grew up in, because they're like superstitious and dumb and they're embarrassing and they're like kind of middle class or poor white
science.
I mean, I'm so ashamed to say that, but I was never against them really, but I just didn't. I don't know. You just don't question what you were taught, really, kind of, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turns out that like those are the only people who know what's going on. They're the best people. I've known that.
I think another thing I wanted to highlight this for is that you know, Tucker is a very major figure, and he's beginning to say very outside the Overton window things. And I think that I would like to be a vote through my actions in the direction of bringing these outside the Overton window things he's increasingly talking about, as is Patrick Bet-David and Vinny, inside the Overton window, because we're in the end times of some kind. I don't know what that means, but it's like nothing makes sense, and I think the Overton window needs to get real wide in order for things to make sense. We're gonna have to look for more and more outside the Overton window ideas, that when you apply those ideas, all of a sudden things do make sense. And Tucker is really going there, and I applaud him for that, and want to again cast my
For a while,
vote.
they are the best. Religious people are the best
doing
people.
that.
Like, it's not even close. Who else hopes other people who else prays for their enemies? Anyone? No, just Christians. That's it. So anyway, I've known that for a while, that they were the best people. And of course I'm married to one. So I knew that. But what I didn't know was that they're the only wise people. They're the only ones who know what's up. And that they're just like way smarter than everybody. I didn't know that. I had no idea. And the last couple of years I've been like, holy shit, they're the only people who know what's going on. And you had the...
I think I want to just say, just in case people are thinking I'm just like, drinking Kool-Aid or something, I think he's being a bit hyperbolic. I think there are a lot of people that are not Bible thumpers that have very clearly know what's going on. I certainly have been around them for many years now, and was not like Tucker was supporting the Iraq war like a neocon, which he states, and I was certainly not in that camp. So again, I think one of the things I like to do, one of the things I pride myself on, is following the spirit of what someone is saying, and not like the technically, it's not just the Bible. It's like, bro, I get it. Like, so what he's saying, even if what he's saying is 60% true, it's deeply profound. And people that want to like nitpick on the 40%, please don't watch my videos. I don't want to know you. It's not my thing, man. It's like, I don't want anything to do with that shit. So, I like to paint with a broad brush. In my opinion, he is painting with a broad brush, and that's awesome.
Greatest line this morning, I won't reveal personal stuff we talked about, but you were talking about something like super crazy that happened to you. And you went to a Christian who works for you, who was just like, well, yeah, of course. Like that happens all the time. And you said to them, to people who really understand this stuff, it's like not a shocking event. I think you said it's like Tuesday, because they know that this is real.
Yeah.
And what a mind fuck that has been.
It is. I have to admit, as much as I want to be like, I know stuff, bro, it's a mind fuck. What started in the fall of 2019 with the repo market crisis, and ever since then, and then, back to Pizzagate, you can just keep going back. But, what really started in 2019, the descent into nothing making sense, and like the emergence of satanic evil out into the open, is just wow. I mean, I thought I was jaded. I thought I was ready, but like, I should humble myself, because it's
Christian who works for you who know that this is real.
Yeah, know that this is real. Everybody's talked about that. Andrew Tate has talked about that a lot. I think Andrew Tate, to me, is probably one of the people who's spoken most eloquently about this, that he became religious because things around him became so transparently evil that it was just so obvious that if that level of evil exists, then obviously that level of divinity also exists. And I think it is an amazing aspect of what's going on in the world that the emergence of evil is forcing more and more people, Russell Brand, Candace Owens, Tucker, to really, Jordan Hall, really rethink what they thought they knew about what reality is, and what religion is, and what the Bible is, and Jesus. And you know, it's deep shit, and it's happening all around. And I just I'm not convinced people are really fully aware of how large this movement is, and what a big shift is occurring. This is like a tectonic shift
A
occurring.
mind fuck that has been. You said it's like Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So great.
What's going on? What just happened?
Well, you know,
Come on,
We're the
bruh.
best people. Like there's no.
Hey,
And that what a mind fuck that has
hey.
been.
What do I do?
No, it's
Can
so.
we stop? Oh man, come on, bro. That's never happened before. I don't know if I'm getting a
Great,
sign
though.
I'm supposed
you know,
to. Okay,
it-
cool.
with everything that's going
was
on,
weird.
and as disgusted as I am in the country and the citizens
Yeah.
and the government, and I'm starting to get an eye into
don't
that
wanna
as
speed it.
the show. I see how disgusting
Yeah.
it actually is in there, and they are. It's just fucking horrible.
And this show is definitely. I mean, the show kind of radicalized me a little bit, which is not easy. Radicalizing me.
But
What a weird
So yeah, no, you
laugh
are
he
definitely
has.
doing your part to tell the truth, which I thank you. I love
it
that.
gives me hope, though, in a weird way.
Yes.
Now that I can kind of see through the shit and realize, okay, none of this
Yes.
makes sense, and it actually makes
Yes.
sense that none of this makes sense because it's all
Yes.
been written. It's in that. Yeah, it's in the
Yes.
book.
I know.
It's in the book, and it's
It's
playing
in the
out
book, bro.
right now.
I
And
mean,
anyways,
But the fact that
honestly, it's the only thing that brings me
dude, the thing is, it's not the I just don't know. I just don't know if people are seeing this. It is not whether or not what Sean Ryan or Tucker Carlson are saying is correct or not. That is the most mundane. Like, please, that is not the audience I want. Okay, I really want to just reiterate that. I really need to be very clear about what I'm looking for and what I'm not. If you hear that and your first thought is either that's correct or that's incorrect, that's not what I'm going for. To me, what I am interested in is the fact that one of the biggest podcasting is replacing television as the dominant medium at least in Western culture, okay? One of the biggest podcasts on the planet has two people openly discussing that the current events, the news, these are serious people. These are not, hillbillies. They're not new age weirdos. It's none of that. And they're openly talking about that the way to comprehend what is going on in our world is through the Bible, and that it was all in the book and the religious people. This is the most unlikely occurrence that I could have ever imagined, right? And this is influencing people so much. There is an incredible, a huge spiritual / religious revival going on as we speak. And if you're not paying attention closely, you don't necessarily even know this is happening. And like a lot of trends, people are going to wake up like, anti-Semitism, right? I watched that shit. I watched people growing skeptical of Jewish influence and of Israel for 6 years, 8 years maybe, and I could feel this is growing. This is going to grow. And then all of a sudden you get like smart people, quote unquote, like Bill Ackman, like, oh, I can't believe this is, yeah, bro, because you're not fucking paying attention. So this is another thing, okay? Whether you want to call it Christian nationalism, which, no, I don't even want to give credence to, I wish I could just like delete that sentence and start over. No. Be prepared that people are very smart people that are well-traveled, well-educated, have a tremendous amount of secular knowledge, are going to increasingly speak like hardcore Bible thumpers unapologetically. That's the other important part. There's a huge shift going on where people, so secularism has had the moral high ground. It's like you like Neil deGrasse Tyson, right? He's the perfect example of dipshits that have had the moral high ground for like 20 years or something. And they just claimed it, and the entire society supported it because the scientific method. And increasingly, very smart people are saying, take your scientific method and shove it up your fucking ass and suck a fucking dick, you fucking moron, because I know that what's behind your atheistic scientism is Satan. And you can guffaw, and you can, I never, you should take that back to the cornfield. Bro, suck a dick, fuck off. And there is an enormous audience for that, right? Piers Morgan just had on Eric Weinstein. I hate when people call him Weinstein. Even Piers Morgan did it. I'm so glad I'm bringing this up. That shit pisses me off. It's like Piers Morgan is supposed to be some kind of like, and it's like he can't even get the fucking guy's name right. You know, it like he's like calls him Eric Weinstein. It's fucking Weinstein. Anyway, he had on Eric Weinstein and Brian Keating, who's his little physics buddy, and then Tom Bilyeu from Impact Theory and whatever that snack bar he made us. Anyway, you know, and they were discussing these things and talking about Candace Owens, the rise of Candace Owens, and it's like, bitch. None of us give a fuck what you losers think. You like, who just said that? MSNBC, was it? I think it was. I can't remember who it was. Was it Tucker? Anyway, it doesn't matter. MSNBC, CNN, they don't even have any viewership, right? Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brian Keating, like no one gives a fuck. Go fuck yourself, bro. You can take your science and shove it up your ass. And that doesn't mean that science, that like the actual science, like rockets and, you know, medical technology, it doesn't mean an AI. It doesn't mean that it's going to like, we're going to go into a world of superstition. No, we're realizing it's you. You're the fuckers of our society. You know, these things are not like rockets and AI are not mutually incompatible with Bible thumping. And you made everyone be so ashamed. It's exactly, you know what? It's completely analogous to what's going on right now, where the stigma against liking Trump just broke, right? All these stigmas about, you know, like that the one way to live is this like neoliberal, urban, wine alcoholic, New Yorker reading, you know, vacations in the south of France. Like, you know, you see it a lot with a lot of the venture capitalists. Like, to me, the poster child of this is like Fred Wilson. And in the past was Jason Calacanis, but he got fucking I'm so shocked that J-Cal got fucking sax pilled because I didn't see that shit coming. But basically, these people have lost all of their cachet and their moral high ground because none of the shit they said panned out the way that it was supposed to. And now there's a kind of like militant rejection of them and their ideology. And this is going to just continue to bubble, and it's not going to stop anytime soon. And I just think everyone needs to be prepared for this, because you may wake up and your like super smart friend or the person you follow very closely, you know, your podcaster, YouTuber, whatever, is going to start talking about, like it just happened with Russell Brand, right? That's a huge one. That's a huge one. But I predict it's going to happen with more and more people. And it's just a sign of the times we're in. And if this is as interesting to you as it is to me, then please come to the website and just check out Otis 12D, because I want to be talking about these things in a group chat kind of format, like all day, every day. This is what I care about. This is what I think is important. And I think that, you know, these kinds of ideas have the potential to alter the course of human history. I genuinely believe that. I don't know exactly what I mean by that, but I feel it, and I trust my feelings. So, and if not, peace.
Otis5D.xyz.
Go fuck yourself.